Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of HBO's Penguin review of episode 5, titled Homecoming. So, I will first break down the episode and then I will get into my thoughts. I kind of will give you my thoughts as I break it down. I keep saying I want to keep these short, but I end up going longer than usual. I don't know if I should break these up into just a breakdown and then spoilers, as in 2 videos. It's kind of a lot of work. I'm just being lazy, not putting in the effort. But for now I'll keep it as one video. So, breaking it down as we've been following the series, it picks up right after the Penguin is saved by Victor after the club, and they go to an alley, torch the car, the Maserati. He calls up some of his goons, be like, "Hey, I need you guys to have my back." They hide out in his apartment. Actually, not his apartment. What they do is they go and kidnap Maronis' son due to some TikTok video he posted. I mean, it's pretty common nowadays that most people live stream or videotape their criminal activities. He kidnaps him, blackmails the Maronis after the Maronis basically want him dead, because they stole the product, the mushrooms, in fact. So he sets up a meeting to do an exchange for the mushrooms and Nadia, Maroni's wife. During that meeting at the jail cell, he sets up a hit, pays off one of the guards to kill off Maroni. I don't know what much is a spoiler here. I mean, if you made it this far, the details are pretty thin on spoilers. Anyways, after he kidnaps him, Victor is sort of getting more accustomed to this lifestyle of like, yeah, I'm running with the Penguin and his crew. And soon after Victor, after they set up the meeting and he does the thing at the prison, Penguin sends Victor to go take care of his mom. Not take care of her as in kill her, no, take care of her as in like look after her, because he thinks that Sophia is going to bring down a lot of heat. Victor meets up with his mom. He gets a call from the Penguin, there's a bit of a spoiler, I guess I'll keep it short. And then after that, he has to bring Penguin's mom to Crown Point, where Victor used to live. It's kind of like the area that was most affected, or flooded, I should say. You got to give it credit to the show for them making sure that they stay within the boundaries of the movie universe that Matt Reeves has set up. There they run into some bad actors, or some people who run around like doing crimes and stuff. Because again, Victor, we met him stealing rims, so some of his old crew, I don't believe it's the same crew, but one of the members we met in episode 2, his name is Squid. He sees them and notices that it wouldn't be a good idea if he sees Penguin's mom running around there, because he might snitch on Sophia, let them know that they're in town. Because now Sophia and the Maronis are both trying to find Penguin after he put the hit on Maroni and Sophia. He killing Sophia's brother. And then what happens after that? I have the episode here. Let's see. Sophia makes a statement. She meets with the family, or I should say, the workers of the family. Julian Nash. You guys know how I feel about this guy. Comes back into the picture. I'll give you more of my thoughts on that. Then after that, she is sort of making a name for herself after realizing that her mother really was murdered by her father. Johnny Vitti, the mother's cousin, is basically spilling the beans, because in the last episode she murders everybody except him by gassing them all with methane gas. And let's see here. The Penguin has got his back up against the wall because now his prostitute friend doesn't even want to help him out, and so she kind of rejects him. I mean, it's hard to fall in love. I mean, easy to fall in love with a stripper, but hard to be loved by one. If you know what I'm saying. Because then he seems to just have he just has this weird thing going on with women because he meets up with his mother back in the old apartment in Crown Point where Victor took her just for safekeeping, the last place anybody would look, but not for long because Squid spotted Victor back in the neighborhood. And he has this moment with his mom, and it just seems like her dementia and his antics, they're both catching up to him. Like he's made so many bad decisions that the only decisions he's left with are bad ones. And let's see, they go so she explains things like, oh yeah, they used to live in a place like that. He's going through his old things, finds I think a bus token or some shit, and then he takes Victor down to these tunnels underground, these sewer tunnels. Which is kind of a reference, I didn't think about it, to the Batman. Is it the Batman Returns, the one with Danny DeVito? Because his lair is in the sewers. Let's see here. Yeah, it's in the sewers, and let's see. He's walking around, finds something, looking for like an old lair, finds an old trolley. Let's see. He's like setting up his base of operations. He finds an old generator. Right? Is that an old generator? Yeah, he finds an old generator. Is able to light up the whole underground base that he's gonna have. Kind of cool. It's kind of like a bat cave, but sewer cave for the Penguin. He's like, it's humid down here, dark. You know what thrives in a place like this? Mushrooms? Bingo. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think that's breaking down. He's trying to revitalize. Okay, so after he got the exchange went off. He got the mushrooms, but unfortunately, the mushrooms were just not well maintained because they're meant to be kept humid and moist so that they can thrive. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so the episode ends with them finding their lair. Okay, now let me give you my thoughts. I gotta be honest. I fell asleep during this episode. I am getting bored. Why am I getting bored? I think I'm getting bored because it's just this mafia formula where it's already been done better, and I should already know what to expect, and that's what it is. Like I'm not thinking ahead. It's the universe. It's the Batman universe. He's dealing with mobsters, and again, like I kind of already know how things should go, as in like, hey, you cross me, I cross you, I'm gonna fucking kill you, you go kill me, you're gonna kidnap this, you're gonna kidnap, like, give me something fresh. Like the Batman needs to be here, be like, I'm Batman and shit like that, like give me something exciting. Like I'm not excited anymore, not because I'm not excited to see the next episode anymore. Like I could miss an episode and be like, I'll watch it next week, but no, because I want to do this, I know I should be bringing them sooner. I'm having fun doing these reviews, but I'm no longer enjoying the show. Like I think it's dipped. I mean, I think it started really strong and it's starting to dip. I was telling some of my coworkers that I feel like they just spent all the money on Colin Farrell's fat suit. Like not on Colin Farrell, they spent it on his fat suit, and it's because you've got these sets, very minimal set locations. There isn't much going on. Don't get me wrong, the dialogue and stuff like that is okay, but I'm getting bored. Like I just feel like there's more, like there's just better drama when the tension of them finding out, because now that he's on the run and he's gonna go into hiding and try to run an operation, like that's not easy. Like it's like I want to get into spoilers about the details. I'm gonna give it a 7. I want to give it a 6, but it's because it's still a good show, and it's just my personal bias that I'm getting bored of it, that I'm not as interested in watching it again. Like for me, it's rewatchability. Like can I sit down and recommend it to somebody and be like, hey, like we gotta watch The Penguin? I don't feel like that. Like somebody like not that somebody was telling me, but I kind of agreed with them. It's like, yeah, they're trying to do their best to stretch it to the limit of which the boundaries of the show will allow them, the universe allows them, and then the show there's not gonna be a second season. Like they might do, um, like another limited series of a different villain, because we are in the year 2 of Batman technically. Like he's only been a Batman for about a year, close to 2 now, and so it just it bores me. There are moments where I'm like I'm just like, oh, like okay, another like mafia thing. Like I'd be more entertained if it was a bit more soapy. Like I've been watching Grey's Anatomy, and like, you know, the soapbox drama can be good, but here it's just like they're dragging on these moments where they're trying to make you sympathize with the Penguin, but I just don't give a fuck. He's not a good person. He's murdered so many people in cold blood. And again, as I jump into the spoilers, I'll tell you exactly what I mean. First of all, it's a 7 out of 10 for me. It'd be a 6 out of 10. But maybe I'll do like a whole season review when this is over and just kind of give you my overall thoughts. Maybe I'll switch it up. But again, 7 out of 10 for this episode 5, Homecoming. Yeah, it's called Homecoming because he's coming back to kind of his roots. You know, and I guess like in the hero's myth, you know, he's somewhere, starts at the bottom, got to work his way back up. But he's no hero. It's the fucking villain trope. Yeah. Okay, so fair warning, gonna go into the spoilers, the small details, and I'll just give you more of my thoughts about these spoilers and why I feel like that. Okay, so here we go. Spoiler talk. First spoiler is that Sophia gets Johnny Vitti under her thumb, right, and sets up this meeting with all the goons of the family. And again, in this kind of crime family, being a made man, there's a ritual, right? Not everybody can be a made man. Like it's a thing. It's something cultural. It's not something you can just go and ask for. Like they have to come to a decision to be a made man. So technically speaking, of all the people left in the crime family, it's Sophia, which again doesn't even take her father's last name, takes her mother's last name, Gigante. And Johnny Vitti, being her cousin, tells her like, hey, you know, I loved your mother. She was my cousin. You know, her father. He admits that she always tried to leave her father, but he makes it clear that she was in an abusive relationship. He was very abusive, and that the night she died, she was ready to leave him with the children. They were gonna leave to Italy and not come back. And I guess Falcone, her father, was not having any of that. So murders her. And that's really fucked up, because it really fucked up Sophia, knowing that she always had this idea in the back of her mind that her father murdered her mother, and she never really knew why or how or what the circumstances were. And Johnny Vitti basically confesses, because she's got him tied up half naked in the basement, and torturing him to tell her where she can find untraceable cash hidden away. So basically that happens, and sets up the meeting with the goons, uses the money that Vitti gives up that's untraceable. And as the meeting goes on, she makes it clear that she's going to be the head of the family, admits to the goons that she was the one who murdered her family, and that it will now be the Gigante crime family mafia. Johnny Vitti is not having any of it. He's like, yo, you need to stop talking because they're not going to respect you. Well, one way to gain respect, I would say it's through fear. And she shoots Johnny Vitti in the head, point blank, right in front of all the guys. It's starting to it feels a bit cheesy. I'm not saying it was coming, but it was obvious she was going to shoot him. And then the goons are like, as soon as they see the money, they're like, hey, can I grab it? And they just start picking at it like vultures. I mean, it was cinematic, very cool. Ooh, look at these guys. They're like picking at it, like picking at the remnants of the Falcone family. This and that. It's like, there's just more subtle ways of doing things. Sure, why not? Make it easy. We're dumb people, so like they're like, oh look, they're picking at the fucking money that's covered in blood money. It's all blood money. They're all fucking psychopaths. Sophia was driven to be one. Before that, she was just the daughter. Now, there was a theory that I heard that maybe Alberto was the guy murdering the women, and if it was Falcone trying to protect them. Now that would be a good twist if it turns out that it was actually her brother murdering those women. And sure, but we can't say for sure, because due to the fact that when we saw the flashback of Sophia in Falcone's arms after finding her mother, he had scratches on his hand. So that was one. Okay, so again, this is, I don't fucking understand. Like, they're trying to be subtle by introducing certain characters and things like that. Julian Nash, her doctor, her psychiatrist, and again, it's confirmed she's been in Arkham Asylum for 10 years. So she was what, like 20 something, 22, 23 when she was admitted, because she comes out like a 33-year-old, like still looks as young and fine as ever. But I am just confused, bruh. Confused. Why is this man even around? Like, there was no impact. His character had no impact whatsoever, at least for me. Like, the fucking warden, the guy who was torturing her, had more impact. Like, they didn't make it clear enough. Sure, the one time they showed, her hold his hand, and I'm like, who cares, bro? Like, does she even have time to make love to anybody? Who does she even thinking about smashing anyone in there? Like, who cares? Why is this man around? He's like, oh, I came back to you because I want to make sure, you're right about me. I love the feeling of torturing you, but I also love you, and so I want to be part of your family. Get the fuck out of here, bro. It's stupid, bro. This is just dumb. Like, there's no like, they're saving. I can't even think straight because there's no reason for him to be there. Like, they just need to focus on Penguin and Victor and Sophia, and that's it. Sure, I'm saying that now with there being a whole episode dedicated to Sophia, but all it did was answer 2-3 questions, and it didn't make me sympathize with her whatsoever, because we already know what Arkham Asylum is like. But they spent a whole episode trying to convince us, the audience, that Sophia was not ever a bad person. She became one. Like, her father turned her into one. And it's like, no, I disagree. Like, it's not that I disagree with what they're doing. I just don't like how they're trying to portray it. Like, they're going about it the wrong way. How I would do it, I would leave more to the imagination, and kind of like the sequence, like the beginning sequence where she gets admitted into Arkham. That right there was good enough for me. And then and then soon after, she finds out that her trial is not going anywhere. Like, there's no reaction to her father being murdered. There's no reaction, like, to her finding out on the news. Like, why didn't any of the doctors come and tell her? That's the only reason she got out, I'm sure. This doctor, what's he doing there? I want to be part of your crime family. I want to be part of what comes next. It's like, no, what? Who do you think you are? You're fucking nobody. No, again, no offense to the actor, but he comes in and it just feels like it turns into a low budget streaming show. All right, and this is HBO. All right, yeah, they've put out some cheap shit. I've never seen Doom Squad, but I heard it's really good. I've not seen any of the other DC projects. Their animation department is really good, but none of their other shit. I've not seen it. It's probably just because it ain't worth it. It's like, no, I don't feel like I want to watch the next episode. I don't really care. Like, maybe it goes back up. I think I heard something like, oh, it's going to be worth it in the last 2. But why do that? Why not just keep the momentum going? Like, the tension filled, like, Penguin is constantly lying to keep himself above water. Yeah, whatever. Any other spoilers that I'm thinking? Oh, Penguin kills burns alive Maronis' daughter, son, and wife. Brutal motherfucker. Just straight up burns them alive after the exchange goes sideways. It was a very low budget exchange. I mean, I'll be honest, Penguin should have been shot. You know, isn't there like a DC nurse in this universe? Isn't there like that nurse? What's her name? The one that plays a nurse in both fucking universes? Like, why didn't he find her or some shit? Or like go to the prostitute, or like she's got a friend who's a nurse, or someone she slept with who's a nurse. Like, that would have been a better tie-in. Like, what if Julian Nash is smashing this prostitute or something, and then they kind of run into each other, and then now there's like this weird tension between them. Like, do that, but they're like sort of spread out, because this doctor character is over here, and the prostitute is over there, and I mean, I'm not saying they have anything to do with each other, but they're both characters where I'm like, what were you supposed to do with them? Same thing with the friend, with the prostitute's friend, who was getting all close to Victor. Like, I thought that was going somewhere. Went nowhere. Alright? Like, sure, this might all be tied back up, like, in one episode, but that's the problem with these things. Like, they try to rush them. Like, why? Like, they spent all this time in Sophia episode, this episode. Like, all that happened in that last episode was she murdered her family, which took like 10-15 minutes. And that was it. Then they spent 45 minutes doing what? Just showing us how bad she had it in Arkham. We know how bad it is. Batman sends all his worst villains there. The fuck is this? Yeah, you don't want to waste time explaining to us origin stories, but we're getting an origin story for Sophia Gigante. No. I don't know why I'm hating on it so much. The show's okay, but it's just a mafia show that's already been done better. Right? And Colin Farrell obviously steals the show every time he's on there. But it just seems to be getting cheaper and cheaper. You know, like they ran out of steam halfway through. And no offense to the producers or anybody working on the show, it's just like I'm tired. Like, I fell asleep. I fell asleep towards the last 15, because I'm like, why are we spending so much time like doing these little things that are doing nothing? And Sophia, I'm not scared of her anymore. Like, the mystery is gone. The sensation of like, oh, she could snap at any moment, just gone. She like, if she had kept that momentum, kept that same energy. You know that moment when the Penguin pulls up to his apartment and she's just standing there with her goons, and he's parked like kind of down the street, and she kind of just senses. I mean, I mean, it's hard to miss a Maserati, a plum Maserati, and she sees it. She's like, like the eyes, like, that motherfucker, get him. Like, that was peak. But what goes up must come down. And I honestly don't think it's gonna get any better. I think because there's only 3 episodes left, this ain't going anywhere. Like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna keep bringing Colin Farrell back in a fat suit? Like, sure, does he want to keep doing this? It's not like fucking Wolverine, you know? Again, just thinking about it more, I want to give it a 6. You know, because the moments just didn't hit. Why? Like, he burned them alive, but there was no... I didn't feel it. I didn't feel Nadia dying or his son. Again, the hit on Maroni didn't go through. I just didn't feel it. And I think I'm going to end it there, because if I had more to say, like if I was excited, I would have said so. But I'm not. So I appreciate everybody listening. Please, everybody, leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to figure out how to do this more often. I want to bring other content. I want to do like some other reviews. I'm a big fan of anime. I want to do some anime reviews. Like new stuff. I want to do some top 10 lists. I know Halloween is around the corner, so I want to do my favorite movies that I've seen, horror movies, and like that kind of stuff. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. So I just want to thank everybody again for tuning in to this episode. I'll do my best to keep the production schedule moving along. And please, again, thank you. Please like and subscribe. And I appreciate everybody tuning in. I will catch you guys next time. Peace.